Okay, welcome back to the Barrett channel. Today I want to talk about a topic: are Chinese students spies? But before I get into the video, I got a couple of things I'd like to say. First thing is that I'd like to extend a big thank you to all the people that are supporting our channel on Buy Us a Coffee. A great big thank you to all you people. Secondly, and this is quite funny really, we've had a number of comments in the comments section of our videos, especially by Western viewers, sort of suggesting that we're being paid by the Chinese government to make these videos. I can assure you we're absolutely not being paid by the Chinese government to make these videos. These videos are totally our own opinions. They're based on, certainly as for myself, they're based on what I've seen by coming to China for over 12 years and spending about 8 years in total of that time here. What I've saw, what I've picked up by speaking to Chinese people, you know, and what I've seen with my own eyes. So, into the video. Are Chinese students abroad spies? So for many years, China has sent students to universities abroad: Canada, England, Australia, America, and other countries. And this is not to say that China doesn't have good universities itself. It does. But you know, China is a huge population. They have a huge amount of very smart people. So why shouldn't they go abroad and study in universities abroad? No reason why they shouldn't at all. And apart from anything else, it's brought those countries, you know, large amounts of money in. You know, Chinese students in universities abroad are not subsidised by those countries' governments. Like, for example, in the UK, you know, many students are subsidised by the UK government to attend those universities. So the fees are much less than what Chinese students have to pay. Anyway, the issue here is that since the trade war started with the USA, the USA authorities have been making increasing noises about that it's potentially a lot of those Chinese students are spies for the Chinese government. They're just there to collect information and steal ideas. You know, this must make Chinese students feel really bad. I'm sure, you know, a vast majority, if not all of them, are not spies. You know, I'm not naive enough to believe that there aren't Chinese spies in America, you know, but let's face facts. Every country spies on every other country. The UK will have spies in America, they will have spies in China, they will have spies everywhere. The Chinese government will have its spies in other countries. America have probably got more spies around the world than any other country, I would guess. But anyway, that's a different video. But getting back to the point about the students, I just feel that this will have ultimately big negative consequences for the US. And the reason I think that is because those students will really not feel good about being viewed as spies. So, one, they may not go to those American universities, in which case those universities will lose the funds from those Chinese students, lose the income. But secondly, a lot of those students, once they're graduated, once they've got their degrees, their master's degrees, their PhDs, many of them would often stay on to work in those countries. They would often stay on and work for American companies. A lot of those would be Silicon Valley companies, tech companies who, you know, are very rich. They're countries that have got very rich off the innovation. Much of that innovation has come from, you know, Chinese students who've gone to work there. So I think the upshot, the result of this is that you'll have a lot less Chinese people wanting to stay on in these countries and work for these companies. So ultimately, American technology and American information will suffer. American information technology rather will suffer. And all that will happen is they'll come back and they'll work for Chinese companies, and that will further push Chinese technology and innovation forward, which I really think America, are being very, very short-sighted on this. How would you like it if you were in a country where you were perceived that you were a spy? And just as something else I'd like to mention, I was watching a interview with Bill Gates the other day. I'll just quickly tell you, I'm sure you all know who Bill Gates is, but for any of you who don't, he was the founder of Microsoft, one of the most successful technology companies in the world, and he's now one of the richest men in the world. He has stepped down from being the CEO of Microsoft. He now spends his time on philanthropy efforts, helping and raising awareness for charities around the world with his wife and their foundation. It was very, very interesting, the interview I watched with him. I'll try and find a link to the video of that interview, and if I can find it, I'll put the link down below. But in that interview, he talks about how, instead of America becoming isolationist and just developing technology there, that any advancements, they should be shared with other countries. We should be working together with China, not against them. And he suggests that as you may or may not be aware, Microsoft have a huge research and development facility here in China, in Shanghai. And obviously, most of the people that are working there are Chinese. And he says in that interview, that a lot of the great things that Microsoft are doing regarding AI and technology advancements are coming out of that facility here in Beijing. So it just shows you really how stupid or how immature the current administration in America are. And I think ultimately, if they continue down this line, they will feel they will be the losers, and I think China will certainly be the winners. Anyway, that's the end of another video. If you like our channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. It helps us massively with promoting the channel. And if you want to receive notifications of new videos as soon as we put them up, ring that bell. Also, like I said at the beginning, a huge thank you to those who are supporting us on Buy Us a Coffee. Again, really appreciate that. It really helps us. If anybody else out there would like to support us to keep making this content, there's a link down below. You can buy us a coffee. Anyway, it's been great. It'd be lovely to hear all your comments and thoughts down below. Please comment. It's great to engage in some conversation and thought process. So until next time, take care.